I can't remember if I found that or not. Do. I'll get started in a second, don't worry. Oh, Curtis, how you doing? Always good to see you, buddy. That's about right. Right, that's that one. No, don't worry about asking questions, buddy. That's exactly what the Discord's there for. Ask as many as you want. You know, seriously, even if you think it's really dumb questions. My super glue is stuck together. Yeah, even if you think it's a dumb question, ask away. Because A, that, you know, we can answer the question. But B, it also spawns some, you know, really good, lively conversations. So, no, go for it. Let's pop that out the way. So yeah, no, don't ever feel like the questions you're asking are dumb. Oh, what a week. What a week. So anyway, Curtis, other than building the world's evilest heavy support list, what are you up to? Thank you. I haven't played anything akin to 7th edition since 2013, so it's been a hot minute. I want to make sure that the army is good and the opponent still has a good time. Yeah, no, it's always a good thing to do. You don't want to be a dick when you're playing the game, especially if you're playing someone who's relatively new to the hobby as well. Yeah, I mean, like, the 10-man last cannon heavy support squad you talked about is quite a strong unit. Simply because of a couple of the rules available to it, like the reactions and stuff. If it was a smaller unit, it wouldn't be so bad. But you obviously want to get your bang for your buck as well. And before anyone asks, no, I haven't fixed my chair yet. Mitch, I wish I was as good looking as the bird in your profile picture. Mitch, I wish you were as good looking as Anna de Armas. It might be a saving grace of Croydon. Yeah, I wish I'd asked folks some questions before assembling and painting them. Otherwise, I would have gone with autocannons. There's nothing wrong with a 10-man las cannon squad, right? You can still use it. No one's going to have a it's not going to be one of those units that people see and instantly go, "Oh, great, I'm leaving the game." You know, it can still be killed quite easily by a lot of units in the game. And the problem with it is people using it and spamming it with the reactions. I have a 10-man las cannon squad. It's not painted yet. It's still it's in my to-do pile. But I have a 10-man las cannon squad for my Sons of Horus. I'll be adding a 5-man las cannon squad, or possibly even a 10-man squad, to my Emperor's Children, because it's thematic for them. Hey James, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you about. Hey Sam, how you doing, buddy? And Colt, nice to see you too, pal. Oh, how's everyone's week been? Everyone had a good one? I can't find my red. That's good. You can go back to building and painting. Just make sure you get your wife's permission. Radon sounds good, but yeah, I've never seen an Iron Warriors army with jet bikes before, so it might help my army stand out a bit if I get some. Thinking of 5 at least. Yeah, I mean, a fast attack jet bike Iron Warriors army would be really cool because it's unique. It would be, you know, you could do a really thematic, fluffy list. Something really interesting, you know, it could be a diversionary attack, it could be attacking like the supply lines, that sort of thing. All sorts. You know, imagine being told by Perturabo that you screwed up so bad that he was sending you to attack the walls on jet bikes. That's exactly up his alley. This is really starting to bug me now. I've looked everywhere and I cannot see this red paint. Biker bases, because I'm building some salamanders, or I was until I ran out of super glue. Okay, fine. I guess I'm not painting red then. Oh, wait a second. What have I just found? I knew I had a pot of this left somewhere. I've been looking for this for weeks. Change of plans. Bye bye blood angels. Hello thousand suns. Okay, just going to go over these and touch up anywhere that needs the red touching up. You were celebrating yesterday with family, Cole. Okay, celebrating anything interesting, or was it just sort of, you know, holidays, that sort of thing? Alpha Omega Project, hello everyone, how's the world ending today? Well, the most interesting news is that GW's streaming numbers are dog shit. Apparently, ever since the Battle of Ographim, their streaming numbers have been slowly declining. I'll give you a hint, GW. Maybe make your presenters a bit more charismatic. Maybe make your streams a little more interesting. A little bit more content, a little bit less corporate waffle. Oh, using these paints out of anything that's not an airbrush sucks. Independence Day. Oh, right, yes. I still don't remember seeing what country you were actually from, but you didn't get independence from Britain, so it doesn't count. There's two types of countries in the world. Those that have got their independence from England, and those we haven't conquered yet. What on earth is that? What that is. Hey Rutger, how you doing? GW's just announced that they're paying their staff £2,500 bonuses this year, which is £1,500 more. Sorry, grand more than they did last year. But their investors are not happy because they didn't hit their targets, or they only hit their targets. They hit their projections and they didn't go beyond. So apparently that's made the investors a little upset. Boo-hoo, I say, boo-hoo. So yeah, we've it's been a long week. I'm off tomorrow. Luckily, got my work Christmas party in the evening, and then I've got 2 weeks before Christmas. How's everyone's Christmas shopping coming along? Everyone managed to get their work done? You know, get out there, pick up some presents for people. If you celebrate Christmas, that is. Curtis, would 10 jet bikes in squad be too unwieldy? I don't think so. It depends very much on the sort of tables you play on. I probably wouldn't run it as a unit of 10. I'd probably run it as 2 units of 5. Just because I'd like the flexibility a bit more. But if you play on long tables with lots of good, clear, sight lines that you can travel down, then a big unit of 10 could be interesting. Oh, I'm so glad I'm only having to do 1 unit of these. So much trim and so much tidy up. Right. Oh, I haven't checked the survey to see what Legion people want to do next year. World Eaters. World Eaters have won by quite a considerable margin. I guess I'm doing a World Eaters army at some point next year. Or first next year. What the hell am I going to put into a World Eaters army? I mean, you guys know me, I like to do things that aren't quite correct. What should I do? Brethren of Iron, World Eaters army? Fury of the Ancients, maybe? Assault packs, nothing else. Yeah, that would work. Really annoy Lonnie by doing nothing but Mark 6 Assault Marines. Why is winding up that one Swede so much fun? So I suppose, well, what can I do? I could do... All Scout World Eaters Force. Yeah. I suppose maybe 2 big units of despoilers with chain axes could be fun. I'll quit the old new recruit, eh? Let's see what I can throw together quickly. And I want World Eaters, which is the 12th Legion. And it's a crusade force. Boop. All with chain axes for free. Okay, so they can only take a rhino. That's a bit disappointing. Yeah, no, I can't take. That's a bit. No, I was hoping I could take like a Land Raider for them or something. An HQ would just be a Centurion. Armored Spearhead, okay. Right at war. Armored Spearhead. So, limitations. All units in a detachment using this right of war, blah blah blah, must begin embarked upon a transport. Fine. Can't take any fortifications. Fine. Can't take anything with a movement of 0. Fine. Okie dokie. Predators and Sicarans become troops and elites. You're right, you know what, this could be quite good because that then is a tank-based World Eaters force, which is very different to what you'd normally see. Oh, they can take a Proteus carrier, which is annoying because it can't still can't quite fit. Can't fit the 20-man squad. Okay. And a Predator Squadron because, you know, YOLO. Do tanks have to stay within unit cohesion if they're bought on a squad? I don't think I've ever taken tanks in a squadron. I think last time I took tanks in anything, squadrons weren't even a thing. Right, well, rather than me just sitting here painting and chatting shit while I'm figuring this out, why don't you guys start posting, if you're on the Discord that is, pop some models into the old what do we call it again? The Stream Chat and Pictures channel. And let me do some feedback because I quite liked that last time. Let me see what you guys are working on. Yeah, like that, like that. Squadrons rule. Okay, yeah. Yes, tanks have to be within 6 inches of each other. Cool. Alright. Did the World Eaters have any, like, librarians or anything? Yes, they did. Because one of them becomes a Grey Knight, doesn't he? You've got the beach landing walls concept. Yes, James, I've got... so, I might as well say this now. The plan for that is... I'm actually trying to 3D model... Let me go and get a picture of it so I can show you guys, because I don't know if everyone's seen it. There it is. Open in browser. So this is just a quick doodle. That's massive. Bring it down to size. There we go. So this was just a quick doodle I did, and it's basically, imagine a the thing that Logan Grimnar rides on, right? But crossed with a Javelin land speeder. So like the back end here is quite much like a Javelin land speeder, and it's like a Viking longboat, but it's a Grav Viking longboat, and it's about the size of a rhino. So the idea is that it's a Grav Rhino kind of thing, and I'm going back through some Blender tutorials because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to model this for printing, and it will be available on Patreon when it's available. So I won't start doing a Patreon until this is finished, but this will be the first thing that's up on there. You'll just be able to download it. The plan is to do one of those. And also do a Land Raider version, which will be like a double hulled version. So they'll be about the same size as what they're representing as a proxy. But yeah, the idea is they're supposed to be like Grav Rhinos, open topped, you know, so that the wolves can all sit inside them and, you know, come jumping out and do all the horrible things with them. So yeah, that's the idea. Right, let's see what people have posted. So Curtis has posted up his, I think this is his Iron Warriors. It's a good mix of the old resin head upgrades. That's cool. I like the lightning claws there, and the ubiquitous 20 or 10 man las cannon squad. Cool conversion on the betrayal at Cowth Praetor. I like that. That's good. That's good. Hopefully we get to see some really good you know, painted pictures of those when they're all finished. There we go. Got some painted ones of his. Nice clean light steel colour. I like that. Yeah, no, they're good. Those are really good. Hope you got a good idea for some nice, nice base colour on there as well. And Sam is right. Is listening to this in the in his car. That's great. Oh. Nice, nice. Right. I want to work on some night builds soon as well. I've got a load that need priming. Yeah, that's good. They're looking good. Get yourself some of that Vallejo damp mud or whatever it's called. That's really good for the for like a muddy trench base. God, I really didn't give these guys a good coat of red when I did them with the airbrush. There's so many areas that have got just such thin coverage. Curtis, you don't need to do that, man. Come on. Also, that's the third time Curtis has donated. The rest of you are looking bad in comparison. But thank you very much. You don't need to do that. Some of us have 1 hour minimum drives home from work. Hey, buddy, I walk to work. It takes me half an hour, alright? I used to have a horrendous commute before COVID. It was a 15-minute walk to the train station, half an hour train, wait around for 10 minutes for the next train, 5 to 10 minutes to the next station, and then a 15-minute walk from there. It was brutal every single morning to start at 8. I'm very glad I don't work there anymore. I appreciate it, Curtis, I really do. Rutger's back on the oils. Oh, it's an addiction. She's a cruel mistress, oils. I would like to paint something with just oils, but I also can't be bothered to go and buy more oil paints because it involves a half an hour train journey to go and get them. Or I buy them online, don't get to see what I'm buying. Yeah, not many places around near me that sell oil paints anymore. Part of me wants to start a new Thousand Suns army and actually paint them in that like really nice cherry red. But I'm too far committed with these guys now. $100 miles a day, that's insane. Have you considered moving closer to work? don't know if I could get any closer than I am at the moment. I didn't like working from home, I'll tell you that for nothing. You know, start at 8 o'clock, which meant I rolled out of bed at about 7:55. It was not healthy. And I ordered far too much Deliveroo when I was working from home. So I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Oh, £15 minimum spend on bacon rolls and hash browns and stuff. Guess I'm buying 15 quid's worth of bacon rolls. Yeah, I lost a load of weight during the first lockdown and then put it all back on during the second lockdown. Yeah, Curtis, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, we were told you can go out the house for an hour a day, and I'm like, no, I can get caught out of the house for an hour a day. So I just started playing hide and seek with the police locally. Yeah, apparently it turns out that the one thing that motivates me more than anything else is being told I can't do something. Oops. I'm very clumsy. I'm very clumsy. I dropped a kettle at work today and nearly threw boiling water all over myself. That's why the accident book in work's going to be renamed to "What Did the Retard Do This Time?" I'm very happy with this model. I really like everything about him, apart from the fact that these are so bendy. That's the only bit I don't like. The combi weapons off the vehicle sprue are a good way of adding combi weapons to Terminators. In fact, if I do my custom 1000 John chat, I might do white and gold. That'd be kind of cool. I've always liked the idea of 1000 Suns in like a metallic green. And I was trying to figure out a way of representing that in Heresy. Thought maybe like a biologist Psyker or something would be kind of cool to be done in green. Not enough green armies in 40k or 30k, sorry. You'll never paint all your models and you'll never sculpt the long bow. Shut up, James. Shut up, James. It's gonna happen. My problem is, with a lot of these models, I'm kind of getting to a point where I'm going over myself again, and I keep going back and doing the same bits. Like this guy, for example. I've just noticed a couple of bits that need to be black again. Well, I've done the black on this guy. I'm noticing bits that aren't particularly covered very well. And I'll just keep going back, and I keep going back, and I'll keep going back doing it over and over again. So they'll never get finished, and that really annoys me. at some point I just need to go, this is done, and then just gloss varnish them. To be fair, that might be a good idea, just to gloss varnish them, protect what I've worked on, then I can go back and just tidy up anything else. Nobody else got anything to share with them? No models they're working on at the moment? Bit sad today. What are you guys doing this week, huh? You're telling me I'm not going to finish my models? I need to figure out how to get this chair to stop making so much noise. That was close. I finished my Spartan, I'm going to post pics tomorrow. Nice one, Doc, nice one. Painting walls instead of models. You'll never get a clear coat on that, James. Whew. Sorry guys, 2 seconds. Oh, getting old sucks. I've got 1 Spartan left to build, Doc. 1 Spartan left to build, and I've still got this bad boy to build at some point. I have no idea when I'm going to get around to building it. I think we agreed that the Night Lords were going to get this. Which is fine, I'm okay with that. But it's definitely a bit weird. Terminators look amazing, by the way. Thanks, Curtis. I really appreciate it, man. I'm glad I'm only having to do the one squad. There's too much trim on the 40k ones. I don't like it. I do have another character to do for 1,000 Suns. Where is he? It is... I need to stop piling models on top of things. Models on top of models on top of models! No, can't find them. Yeah. Oh, there's another 1,000 Suns character today. I wish I had space for a Typhon since purging, but make space. You know? You don't just make a single army list and then that's it. Or unless you mean physical space. In which case, make space. Get like better storage space. Do what I'm not doing and tidy up. In fact, I think that's what I'll do tomorrow morning is tidy up. Find that bloody red paint. I've got some Howling Griffins I want to paint as well. Yeah, the only reason I'd get the new 40k Terminators is if I wanted to play Space Hulk. I want to get some of the new 40k Terminators. I want to get them to turn them into some Morlocks for my Iron Hand. Oh, so much noise when he moves! Because I've got these guys. And I've got a unit of these that are a mix of the Gorgons and regular 40k Terminators. I think I use mostly Deathwing Terminators. And I want to get some Morlocks using the new Leviathan scale Terminators because Morlocks are supposed to be bigger and nastier and more advanced. So I think the Leviathan scale Indomitus Terminators, but with cataphracti arms would look really cool. This guy is very green compared to the other ones. You can see the purple a bit on his shoulder pad, but he's very green. I think the others are a bit black green. Oh, there they are. Come on. For the price of it, a Spartan should ship with one prime Jackie Deg. I don't know who Jackie Deg is, so I'll take your word for it. All I know is that for the price of a Spartan, I wouldn't buy one. Because they're in the starter set, I just cannot bring myself to buy a Spartan on its own. I would save up instead and I'd buy another Age of Darkness. Because they're what, £150, you're getting another 40 Marines, 10 Terminators, Dreadnought. Even if you just sold all of that back off, you'd get the Spartan for free. You know. Yeah. But yeah, these guys are also a mix of the 40k Terminators. Just because I wanted them to look a bit different. But yeah, I just don't. I'm not a big fan of the Spartan for it. I find it kind of boring. Like, it's got one option basically. You get the quad las cannon, or you get the spicier quad las cannon that looks identical. if they'd made the guns different in some way, like looking different, I'd be more okay with it. But I definitely think that. I also think the Proteus Explorator, or the less, carrying capacity one, Land Raider, should have had access to more sponsored weapons. Because, I think that it would make things interesting. I've traded in cargo space, but I'm now getting access to better weapons, like, dual or twin linked Gravis multi-melters sort of thing on the sponsons. Quad heavy bolters, plasma cannons, that sort of thing. Because I think that just would be a bit more interesting, a bit more fun. They'd look cooler. They'd be really thematic. Plasma cannon, Land Raider for the Dark Angels would be really, really cool. Quad heavy flamers or whatever for the Salamanders would look really cool. And you have a precedent for it because there's several Land Raider variants that do have those sponsons. Like the Achilles has the Volkite and the multi-melters. The Achilles is definitely one I do want to get. The Mark II-B Achilles, whatever they call it. The ones on the old Land Raider, I really like that model. Yeah. I also want to do some Cataphracti Terminators for the Night Lords. I need to do a command squad, so I'm trying to build those at some point, but I've lost my glue. Well, my super glue's run out, so I need to go buy one of those. This does bring up a good point. Why didn't Dark Angels give their Land Raiders plasma cannons? Well, they did at one point. You used to be able to get a Dark Angels plasma cannon equipped Land Raider in White Dwarf. White Dwarf did several different Land Raider variants, and they had one which, if I remember correctly, had plasma cannon sponsons and a Vindicator cannon instead of an assault ramp. And it was made during, I think, the age of Apostate or something. You also had one with heavy bolters on it, one with rocket launchers on the top, all sorts. Tartarus is arguably better for Night Lords and Kata, but do what feels good. Well, I've got a Cataphracti character, which is this guy. And also this guy. God, I wish I could fix this chair. So it just fits the theme a bit better than Tartarus, because I don't have any more Tartarus minis. Plus everyone does Tartarus for Night Lords, and I like to do things differently. Did I miss much? Those are Orange Boys, I guess. Hi Mike. No, you didn't miss much. I've just been going over and tidying up the models, and we've been chatting a bit. No one really wants to share their models this evening. I'm feeling a bit sad because of it. Yeah, let's have a look at what's going on. So let's have a quick. Welcome. Because it's Heresy Thursday. Oh, where did that go? Let's talk about Heresy Thursday. Hoodwink your foes with the Alpha Legion Saboteur. Few legions are as comfortable in strategic chicanery as the Alpha Legion, who obfuscate and provocate to conceal their intended objectives and trick their foes into overcommitting their forces via carefully constructed feint. Wow, someone got paid to use the Thesaurus today. Okay. So this is the first look of new Mark V, and I don't like it. It looks off. I get like major Tortuga Bay vibes from it, and I don't like it for some reason. This Saboteur, a Saboteur is someone who sneaks around causing mischief in the background. Why is this guy not wearing Mark VI armour? Surely he shouldn't also be wearing Alpha Legion-y stuff. He should be quite bland, because he should be trying to fit in. You know, if anyone's going to be painting their armour to look like the enemy, it's a saboteur. So the whole mini seems off to me. His shoulder pads are a little bit higher than your average Marine, giving him a very hunched look. Which is kind of cool if that was the norm, but it's not. Marine shoulder pads don't sit that high. They usually come to about here. The angle on this looks wrong. It looks like it's coming down here and then kind of flares off slightly to the side. A strap would not look like this. It wouldn't conform down. It should just be straight. So the idea of this leather strap is dumb. Normally it would actually go behind the scabbard and go through a loop at the back, but it's a knife for a Marine. It would probably maglock in place. This isn't a bolter. I think this is supposed to be a shotgun. And it looks weird from every angle I can see it in. The backpack is built into the cloak. The cloak covers the shoulder pads, which you know I don't like, because it now means that the shoulder pads and the backpack, the whole back of this model can't be used unless they're all used together. The helmet I like because it's just a stylized Mark IV helmet for the Alpha Legion. If this had been like a rod of office and he hadn't been holding a weapon, he'd been like, do you remember on the Stern Guard, I think it is, or the Vanguard set, there is a sword where he's resting his hand on the pommel, like that. And this was just like a rod of office, like Artilian Score holds. Yeah, he could have been a really cool delegatus. You know, he's standing there and he's like, hey, I'm here to discuss your terms of surrender. That's really cool. But as is, it's a swing and a miss. And without being able to see the parts this model comes in, I can't even comment on how it's going to be useful for, like, conversion. But from what I can tell, it's going to be pretty bad. Again, I don't like this new Mark V. And I reckon it's all going to just be another rehash of the Mark VI poses. So yeah, this is weak. This is a 4 out of 10, I think. Like, his arms don't even look long enough. Yeah, I don't know what pose I would have liked to have seen. Maybe a walking pose. Maybe something with a knife up, like looking sideways, like he's pressed up against a wall and he's waiting for a guard to walk past so he can, you know, stab them and then drag the body into the shadows. But yeah, as is, not a fan. I would most definitely be... I mean, I was planning to build a saboteur for my Alpha Legion army, and it's not going to be anything like this. Yeah. But yeah, the pads are definitely off. Don't know what it is, but GW's digital sculpting is not great. It should be phenomenal. Doctor, no, I feel like he should be a more sneaky pose, slightly lower to the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't his knife just connect to his belt? Yes, Curtis, probably. Polska Strong says, I like the Mark V. I mean, I love Mark V. It's one of my favourite armour marks. I just don't like the look of this. There's something about it that just doesn't sit right to me. Rational Ginger says, very hunched. He seems more like an ambassador or consular than a sneaky boy. Yes. Curtis, does he look hunched over 21? His pose is all over the place, yeah. Rational Ginger, I don't hate the model, but I don't think he's going to be useful for converting. No, spot on, spot on. What about a prone pose, says Curtis? Prone is very difficult to do. Prone is very... There's two reasons why prone is very difficult to do. One, it limits the model to just doing that. You can't really convert it. whatever pose it's in, it's going to be stuck in that pose, basically. The second is that it may cause issues where people complain that you are modelling for advantage. So, for example, in bolt action, that's what can bring us back to the camera. Yay, I found more bolt action models. All the models are considered to be standing basically like this. There are several kits where you can get guys lying prone. And even if the model is prone, when you are shooting at it, ranging to it, or deciding whether or not you can see it, it's considered to basically be stood upright as like an average pose. So these guys, despite being slightly different heights, are considered to be identical for any reasons of line of sight or something like that. But in 40k, you may have some people. There is no such thing in 40k, or no such clarifications in the rules, as far as I'm aware. So if I modelled, my miniature to be looking something like this, someone might complain that I'm doing it because it's smaller than even this guy. And it's less headache GW that way. That being said, I do want to do some prone marines. My plan for my Salamander Recon guys, I want to do another squad. I want to do 2 more squads of Recon Marines. A 5-man squad with Nemesis bolters, and I'd like at least 2 of them to be prone. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's probably going to have to be a 3D print job. And yeah, the others will probably just be crouched. The pads, Curtis, they definitely look weird. I remember back in 6th edition, someone made their whole Space Marine army using the kneeling leads from the Devastator kit. Yeah, they were very popular, they were very hard to get a hold of, people were trading a lot for them. You could probably convert a Mordathan body with Alpha Legion helmets and pads to be a decent saboteur. Oh, Mordathan, yeah, you probably could. So the Mordathans are quite an interesting kit. So let's just grab this image, open in a new tab. Go away, ad block. So, as someone who has lots of armies, and is probably going to get lots more armies, here's a little pro tip if you have more than one force. You can pick this unit up and convert them very cheaply into vigilators. Just grab some guy's random vigilator picture. Basically, almost identical to this, but you get 5 of them. The only Raven Guard icons are the wings on the shoulder pads, and some of them have them on their knees. So whip, 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 we're done. You can build 5 vigilators, or exorcist, or I don't know, Pathfinder. No, not Pathfinder, because they're in scout armor. Saboteur for what, 30 quid? I think that's how much they go for now. Oh, let me go find them. It's always funny that the first link isn't actually Games Workshop. So £50. So £50 for 5 of them. That means you're getting one each for a tenner. Versus like the 28 quid or whatever it is for the Vigilator. The same goes for... Oh, what else was it? There's another kit and I can't remember it off the top of my head. And I hate the new website, so I'm not going to go looking for it. Yes, I am. Oh, the new website is trash. God, it's trash. Bring back Forge World. Please bring back Forge World. Well, Dark Angel's Deathwing, for example. Veteran Sergeants or... characters like Praetors, all the characters you can build off one thing rather than buying any other separate models. The Dark Angel's Inner Circle Knights, exactly the same for Terminators. The Ebon Keshig as well. So, like I said, if you were doing multiple units, multiple armies, buying these kits instead of buying them separately means you can get characters really, really cheap. Also, these work really well for just regular characters. If you just take the arms off and give them normal arms. No, not those. Not those. What is it about that Mark V? I don't... The cables are sunk into his legs, and his legs are they're too stubby. Like the actual Mark V. Look how thin the legs are on these guys and long compared to the stubby legs you get on that Alpha Legion Saboteur. No, I can't remember what unit it was. I can't find it now, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Dr. No asks, who's the guy with the green sword? I'm assuming you mean this guy. And this is my Blood Angels Praetor or Centurion or whatever. He's my leader of my Blood Angels army. With his Paragon Blade or Blade of Perdition or whatever he's going to be. I used Dominion Zephon's head and sculpted some hair on. Dominion Zephon's arms, a regular Mark 6 body. Tin can to make the Taruges, and then just bits off of things like the Delac kit, and one of the Stern Guard shoulder pads. So that's it, yeah. And then I have a chaplain in there as well. Who's the guy with the axe? Yeah, I don't know where he is. Oh, yeah, so... Oh, sorry guys, I'm in a lot of pain this evening. I have actually, in the last week, I've probably slept about 10 hours. Like, in the entirety of the week. I cannot get a comfortable position in my bed. I just wake up with backache every single time. Yeah, so unless Element Games starts selling discount mattresses, I'm up shit creek. If they're just prone, make the bases higher. You're right, Curtis, that's one way of doing it, but the whole idea of prone is to make them look like they're in the same area and that they're lower down and they're harder to see. But yeah, it all depends on who you play with. I won't be playing with my salamanders, to be honest, so it won't matter about me using them as lying down. Thanks, Curtis, it's fine. Reminds me of the Chthonian Sons of Horus character, whose armour was also a bit thicker than usual. Yeah, there's lots of them in the fluff, like characters who've got custom-made plate because they're too big or whatever. I want to make a Marine character that's small. But they all end up being like, oh, he's a titan of a Marine, the tallest Marine he'd ever seen. I'm like, this is Jeff of the Sons of Horus. He's 4'11". He barely fits inside his spacesuit. They've packed his power armor with paper so he can stand in it. Everyone thinks he's a midget. They think he might be a ratling in disguise. Yeah, Curtis, I'm just going to have to buy a new mattress, mate. That's probably all it's going to be. That and hit the gym more. But I am struggling to concentrate on painting, so I'm probably going to have to pack it in now, guys. We need to organise some activities, something interesting to do in the future, guys. If you're on Discord, let's spitball some ideas on what we can do, something to get the community involved. I've still got 2 more models I'd like to give away to people, so maybe we could do a painting competition. Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do. If you do him as a Terminator, Core Feral might be a good start with his tiny little legs. I do like Core Feral's model. Would you guys ever want them to redo those sorts of models? Because a lot of them are really, really old now. And like, for me, I really want to get Sigismund. But Siggy is too small now. And the detail on him is not great. A modern CAD'd sculpt Sigismund in the same pose, but in like modern styled armour, still with details, I think would just be a nicer model. As much as we knock on, Forge World for Games Workshop for using CAD sculpting and its lack of detail, I think the chunkier detail is easier to paint. The hand sculpted stuff looked good when it was smaller, but it's not looking so good against modern models. And put him in Mark 6 model armour just to really wind Lonnie up. But I'd like to see a new Abaddon. I want to see a new Abaddon and Loken, and I'm hoping we get one for the Siege of Terror, because that would be a really cool throwback, They've come full circle. Do we think Loken's going to die? Or is Loken going to somehow get off the Vengeful Spirit? Khajiit has where's Siggy file if you have coin. I've got coin. I just don't have the inclination to use my printer at the moment, Ginger. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could, but I've got a very old printer. It needs recalibrating. I need to buy some more resin. It's too cold to print at the moment anyway, so yeah, I'm not in a rush to do that. I do want to keep covering printed content, so I will be buying some more printed stuff like I did with the Emperor's Children stuff. I'm going to be getting some Phoenix Terminators next from Mini Shop UK or something like that. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, so I'm going to get some Phoenix Terminators, which I believe are Damsas sculpted. And I'll do a review of them. And yeah, my goal is to do enough content on 3D printed stuff that someone's stupid enough to end up sending me a printer. That would be great. But I reckon I can do this entire Emperor's Children army as basically printed. Printed with bits. Loken probably survives, but he'll be shattered as a person. So steeped in everything that has happened, he'll be a permanent resident of the moon, probably. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Loken is revealed to be the lost 2nd Legion Primarch. Don't. Oh, don't. After all of that, after everything that's happened, he'll get swept up in the bureaucracy afterwards and just, oh, you were a lunar wolf, that means you were a traitor, popped into the cells, the dark cells, bye-bye. Oh. That would be no good. Anyway, I need to get those books. I've not read many of the Heresy books, or the ones I have has been a long time. I finished the third one not long ago. Again, I need to figure out which one I'm going to read again next. I might dig out some of the Night Lords ones because I hear they're good. Loken is also a perpetual and enunciate the whole time. Oh God, don't. Could you imagine if he was? Oh, could you imagine if he was? That'd be so bad. I don't like that idea. I don't mind the perpetual storyline. I like John Grammaticus. I don't mind any of that. I don't mind the Alpha Legion shenanigans at the end of that book either. I get why some people hate them. All I want from the end of their death is for Loken to say, and I was there when Horus slew the Emperor. Yes, like if the book doesn't end with him telling that story, then it's a colossally missed opportunity. Yeah, absolutely colossally missed one. Hits Abnett, he loves Silencia and his perpetuals. Yeah, he does. He also likes to use big, flowery words and complicated language just to make himself look better. I just want more Gaunt's ghosts. Want more Gaunt's ghosts. I'm looking forward to the new Krieg coming for the plastic though. That's going to be fun. That's going to be definitely fun. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the old world. Oh, Rocket, don't be so miserable. The Horus Heresy series is never going to die. Yeah, I was there the day the Emperor slew Horus is also a good one. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they would do with it. I mean, if he survives, would he end up becoming a member of the Grey Knights? Because the Grey Knights have gone off and done their thing now. Do they need another member? Bit weird. So I find it funny that the Grey Knights basically, at the height of the siege, Malcador's like, alright, get in this teleportation thing, go off to Titan and don't make too much noise and hopefully they'll miss you. Watch Loken end up like Bjorn the Fell-Handed, doomed to dwell in a dreadnought somewhere and tell the story of the heresy to new recruits and protect the gene seed. Ugh. It has been stretched, but it's a story that basically it's got 18 points of view, if not more. It was always going to be a long series. I kind of agree that maybe they should have had like a central story series, you know, like books 1, 2, 3 and then onwards. And they should have easily been marked out as going, these are the main story points. And then all the other books should have been clustered into their own trilogies or their own series. So, you know, you've got the Tales of the Heresy for the Blood Angels, Tales of the Heresy for the Night Lords, Tales of the Heresy for the Ultramarines, for example. So you can completely ignore them. You won't miss out on anything if you don't read them, because the main books cover the main story of the Heresy. What's happening with Horus, what's happening with the Emperor, that sort of thing. And that's pretty much how I'd do it as well if I did a Bad Ab War series. Alright guys, it's been nearly an hour and a half. I'm going to drop off now. I always appreciate you guys coming along. Thank you very much. Curtis, again, thanks very much for the donation, man. You really don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Everyone else, I know some of you have used the Element Games code. Thank you very much for that. I'm still waiting to hear back from Noble Knight Games and a can't remember the other one, Com something. But if they come back to me favourably, then I'll have something to offer to the American guys. I did reach out to someone in Australia, to one of the retailers there, but I don't think I ever heard anything back, so clearly I'm not important enough. So yeah, thanks very much guys, I really appreciate it. If you're in the UK, don't forget to do Christmas shopping. I take a size Age of Darkness box set. But yeah, thank you very much, I really appreciate you guys coming along. Drop a comment in any of the videos if you've got a question. If you're on Discord, just drop me a message in there. If you're not on Discord, go check the community posts and come join us. I will probably be posting the link to the Patreon in the next couple of weeks as well, just because I keep getting DMs from people asking if I'm doing it, so I'm caving, alright? You keep pestering me about Discord and I cave. You're pestering me about Patreon, so I'm caving, alright? Don't pester me about anything else. I haven't got time to do anything else. I have a full-time job. Leave me alone. Thanks guys, have a great evening, enjoy your weekend. Oh, I will try to stream both days next weekend, or next week, but the week after, the 21st and 22nd, I will not be, as that unfortunately is the funeral for my uncle, so I will be travelling all week, or the end of the week for that. Alright guys, thank you very much for coming along. As always, my name is Bando.